Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, I know I've done this subject before, but maybe this is timely for one of you because it certainly is timely for me as I've been working on these tags. Is Loki and facing our fears? We've all had different life experiences, so what one of us is afraid of, another person might handle, easily. And it doesn't mean that the person that wouldn't be afraid of it is braver or stronger or better. It just wouldn't bother them personally. And, I don't want anyone to think that this is some kind of contest and people have to jump in and go, well, I'm not afraid of that, and, try to look brave. Because I guarantee you, there's something they're afraid of, whether they'll admit it to themselves or not, but there's something they're afraid of too. So it's not a contest as we face our fears, and this doesn't replace therapy, by the way. But, yeah, discount, a disclaimer rather, this is not, replace medical advice or going to therapy. Okay. Now, one of the things that, with fear is that we can have fear of a ton of things. And usually when we're adults, we fear somehow being put into a capacity that we can no longer care for ourselves. We fear losing a job, we fear losing a home, we fear losing a relationship, we fear losing our health, whatever we fear. And, when you're working with Loki, the solution to those fears is not to take foolish risks, but sometimes we do have to face our fears. If you're on Patreon, it's almost endemic how many people steal from you. In fact, you'll have more thieves sometimes than you'll have, actual patrons. And you never know anybody is a thief until till the end of the month. And then they disappear. And they aren't even sorry because most of them seem to have this idea that if they watch your channel, they deserve it. It's like, no, this is literally for the people that help pay the bills and help keep the channel going. That is why Patreon exists. They're literally for your supporters. And when we make stuff, hit the mic. When we make stuff, it's for the people that are paying to support the channel. That's how it works. And there are always going to be those people that feel justified to go to anyone's Patreon and steal. And, in some ways I'm blessed. I at least have this channel. Some people do just Patreon and do their art on there. And then thieves go on there and steal their art and give it out for free. So, it's a real challenge. And what it does is it breeds a distrust. It breeds a distrust, a very serious distrust of other people. You don't trust people not only on your Patreon, and I hate to say, I love my patrons, I trust them, but until someone has passed that first month of, paying you, you just don't know because you've encountered so many thieves before that instead of, like, when you first begin, you're all hearts and flowers and you trust everyone. Then, once you get stolen from enough and you get burned enough, you start to distrust people. And Loki's been working with me to face that fear. I never labeled anything for 5 years because I was afraid of being stolen from. Ironically, every single thief came from watching this channel and they felt they were entitled to go in and see how much stuff they could get for themselves because they're just an entitled narcissistic jerk, and I hope they die in a fire. So, ask me how much it bothered me. And, it makes me mad because, I've realized I've pulled back a little bit. I'm trying to be as open as I can with my patrons, but I have pulled back a little bit. And, you get a new patron, you're happy to see them, you genuinely are, and I keep trying to tell myself most people are decent, you've just had a run of bad luck. But, it has made me troll back a little from the patrons. I realize that. Looking at where I was 5 years ago, and I'm all caught up to December in 2020 in my tax, I can see that the more people I had steal content, the more and more I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up on the channel multiple times. Believe me, it'll drive you crazy. And I wanted to give up on Patreon multiple times just because so many people stole from me. And Loki's like, look, it's just going to be a fact of life. And, for all the success stories on Patreon, and I sometimes wonder if this isn't rigged, that are getting a couple thousand a month. Most of us are making precious little, and, it seems like we get more thieves than we get, genuine support. But he's like, you've got to face this fear. You've got to face this fear that everybody coming in the door is coming in to steal from you. And you've got to face this fear that, yeah, you've had a run of bad luck on the channel with people coming in and trying to take over or telling me to leave YouTube or something. He said, you got to face your fears. You got to face these head on. You're going to have people, and he says, you know this. You're an entertainer. That's why I'm on my taxes on the imaginary years where I make enough money on YouTube. I go, woo, back here. I am an entertainer. I am here to, basically, that's what we had to pick something for my taxes, and I do entertainment. YouTube's considered an entertainment platform. So I'm an entertainer. And he says, you know, every time you get up there are going to be people that take shots at you. There are going to be people that try to ride on your coattails. There are going to be people that want to self-promote. There are going to be people that want to sell you stuff. There are going to be nasty bots that go around trying to put nasty bot stuff on your channel. And yes, there are going to be thieves, manipulative people, and toxic lamprey eels that show up on your Patreon. None of my current patrons, I promise. But he says, you know, you're just going to have to deal with the fact that, you know, for the first time ever, every human being within reason has access to every other human being. And you're just going to have to put up with the fact that, yeah, you're going to see a lot of bad people, but that can't shut you down. So what we are doing is, I'm really just as bad as he is with finances. We're both singing the burger song. He was singing burger and I was singing responsible in response. But then I'm like, burger, burger, and we're both like, burger, burger, burger. And the thing is, we start off at burger. It would be good if it was one, but they have a 2 for $4 menu, so it becomes 2 and it becomes $4. But then while we're there, so we have to watch ourselves. We really do. And, you know, most of the other food I buy is like dead cheap, like ramen and that. So we're talking about it. We're talking about if this is going to become life for a while until it gets too hot, maybe we should just plan on buying really cheap food to supplement the burgers. Because it's, you know, Odin's actually taking pity on me. He says, you two look sad. I said, burger, burger, burger. So we want burgers. So we've got plenty of time. It's only 5 something. I think we may walk up. I might step outside and go, oh, fuck no, it's cold. But I go, yeah, she's more. But we have to do that. And you know, that's a trust thing too. I have to trust my ass ain't going to get run over. I have to trust the people are going to cook a decent meal. I have to trust that I'm going to walk home and not my dumb ass ain't going to fall over the ravine, which is entirely possible. I have done many amazing things in my life. And you know, you just have to have trust. And I'm picking on me for my personal, you know, examples, because I don't think it's fair to pick on other people. But I can tell you, that hurts to be stolen from. Of course it does. It hurts, like, if you have property, or anything you own. If somebody broke it and just left it there, that hurts, right? Or somebody stole it, that would hurt, right? Some people wouldn't care. Sometimes I don't even care because I always assume that if people steal stuff that's outside my house, they must have desperately needed it. Now, some people are cheap bastards, and I know who they are, but unfortunately I have to live next door to them. Shade. But, you know, that doesn't bother me, but that might bother someone else, and that might be their greatest fear, that if they put anything halfway decent outside, they'll get it stolen. Now, the only solution to that, of course, is to not put stuff outside, but, you know, you do have to reach this. Am I screaming over his music? I don't know. I'm, like, starting to hear phantom music sometimes when it doesn't play, because he just plays it so often. Anyhow. You know, some people might fear that. You might fear that stuff is going to be stolen from you in the real world. Like somebody's going to break in your house, or somebody's going to, you know, steal stuff you have outside, or maybe you fear that at work someone's going to steal your work, or someone's going to steal your mate, or someone's going to steal someone else. You have to work with Loki and face that fear. He's not mean about it. He's really not. If, while he's clicking his fingers and getting your attention, you face your fears and bring them to him, he can help you deal with them. And he said to me, he says, I don't have an easy answer for you. Yes, you're going to get thieves in the future. Yes, you're going to get mean-spirited people on the channel, but you got to face that. You're starting to shut down, and I'm starting to worry about you. So, and in case you're wondering where the balloons went, they were starting to look kind of sad. Plus, we have the fan on. And we agreed, it's not a treat if it's up 24/7. Burgers won't be a treat if we keep going up for them every day. We didn't go up yesterday, so we're trying to wean ourselves off of burgers. We'll fail, but we're trying. So. At least I keep it real with you guys. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and just face your fears with Loki. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Whatever it is, no matter how scary it is, face them with him. Maybe there is nothing you can do other than take the fears to Loki, but at least it's something. And always remember, guys, I'll be the first one to tell you, therapy is always an option. There are always great therapists out there. I can't recommend one to you. I wouldn't know, but just search. And if the therapist you get doesn't help, find one that does. So, we definitely do at some time in our life have to face stuff that we realize, was a fear. Had I just faced my fears in the beginning and tagged stuff, I wouldn't have had to go through 5 years worth of stuff. And I probably wouldn't have been having, so much stress because, all the thievery coming from the channel. That really cut deep. But I had to face my fear that will just always be the case. I have to face the fact that, yeah, there will probably be thieves in the future, and there's nothing I can do to prevent that. You can't keep people off of Patreon until they've done something. Once they've not paid you, then Patreon's like, no, absolutely block them. Do not listen to a song and dance, block them, because they're supposed to be making money too, and they don't want you letting people, have, a permanent free ride. So they're like, hey, you're using this platform to make us both money. This is our platform. You're supposed to be making us money. Get up there and make it. So, no pressure, no pressure. But yeah, guys, sometimes we gotta face our fears. And I realized I was kind of drawing back from you guys a little bit on Patreon. I tried to still be warm and friendly, but I could do a little better. Um, and we're almost caught up, so we're super excited. So we should be starting to bring you Patreon content and a little bit more. There is a story that I left. There are, I believe, 40 pieces of pagan fiction over there, so 40 stories for you guys. There is a story that I can't find any more of. I thought maybe I had written more of it. I can't find it. So if I like really want to write an end to it, but I'm like, it would be the damnedest thing to write an end to this and find the end. But, I could write an end to it because I left a cliffhanger and I'm yelling at myself. I'm like, no, I want to know what happens. I have to know. Oh my God, with the thing and the thing, you have to let me know. I'm doing that to my own story. So I'm like, I did a decent job on this one. So I'm going to, at some point, try to write the end of that story and, try to get people back on Patreon to read the stuff over there, because that's really where the vast bulk of my writing is. That's where the vast bulk of my poetry is. There is VR over there. There is ASMR over there. Yes, I know what that means. I'm not that damn old. There is poetry, recipes, a couple magic things, slice of life, stuff we think are important lessons for you to know as Lokeans. Hey, we don't have it all over here. Patreon is great for, putting that stuff over there for the people that support you. Consider it the PBS version of this channel. So, we want to thank you guys for the continued views and everything else. Loki's a little pouty because his wolf bombed. I told him his wolf would bomb. I told him. I said that, I felt kind of cringe doing that. I said, they're adults, Loki, okay? The only way that puppets work for adults is if it's Sherry Lewis with a lamb or it's Avenue Q. I said, there's no in between, or it's Pee Wee Herman. I said, it has to either be surreal or something. Just an adult with a puppet is weird after a while. It looks weird. And I said, if it really added to the channel, okay, but no. I had to talk him down yesterday because he wanted story time. Grab a cup of coffee. He wanted that, and he got that. And then he wanted Bacon May Die. He wanted that on the channel. And we played it for a while, and we played it for a while today, but he wants that on the channel, and he wants Chicken Invaders on the channel. I said, Loki, I love you, and our viewers are awesome, but I said, you're talking about a kid's channel, because he wanted more balloons, and then he asked me if we could get streamers. I said, you're officially talking about a kid's channel. I said, you are officially talking about starting a channel for children. And then my dumbass will swear, and there goes the children's channel. He goes, oh. And so I don't know, guys, because I said, I go between the two personalities. Odin personality when that takes over for me. You know, the part of my personality that's like Odin. I'd take everything down, there'd be nothing behind us. I'm kind of halfway in between them right now, believe it or not, from what it looks like behind me, because Loki's balloons are down. He wanted to add streamers and he wanted to put party hats on the animals, and I told him no. But no, Loki. But it'd be fun. It'd be funny. Haha, funny. I said that then people won't be listening to me. He goes, no, they would. So yeah, I talked him down. He wanted streamers and more balloons and party animals. We have those FNAF inflatables from the last channel. If he could convince me to run those behind me, he would. Sometimes you have to tell him no. He'll see how far he can go. He will see how far he could go. Even if it would drive his channel straight into the ground, he would. Sometimes he's his own worst enemy. He is. So I had to tell him no. I might go out and get him Burger. So we're going to wrap this up so I can get Burger in a timely fashion. If we go, it might be too fucking cold out there. But yeah, I swear too much for this to be a kid's channel. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.